Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Some might argue with me about that, but I'm willing to die on this particular hill as long as I've had my high protein pancakes as my final meal. But the wrong breakfast is almost as bad as no breakfast. It can leave you ravenous by mid-morning in search of a sweet fix from a grab-and-go snack, triggering a roller coaster of sugar highs and exhausted lows that leaves you too tired to move by evening. I'm Ruth and I talk about post-menopause nutrition. And in this video, I'll reveal the 3 common breakfast mistakes that leave you hungry and exactly how you fix them using some real examples from my own kitchen. You'll leave with 3 healthy breakfast ideas that hit your nutrition targets, kick cravings in the proverbials, and keep you full until lunch. Plus a bonus breakfast hero at the end. Spoiler, it's the pancakes. Now, mistake number 1 is really common, and I'm going to illustrate it using oats because oats are really popular at breakfast and a lot of my clients come in slightly confused about whether they're good or bad. So example breakfast number 1 is this porridge pot. Now these are marketed as a quick meal and I've even seen them sold in vending machines at stations. These golden syrup flavoured oats contain instant oats with added skim milk powder, sugar and flavourings. Add some hot water, ready in 2 minutes. Now in terms of the nutrition per pot, it's got 12 grams of added sugar, 3.6 grams of fibre and 7.5 grams of protein. But how do they taste? Well, for me, too sweet, and in terms of keeping me full, a total fail. I lasted about 2 hours. Which isn't surprising as it's only 214 calories. This is not a big breakfast. So the best way to improve it is frankly to chuck it in the bin and start again, because part of the problem here is with the type of oats, and to understand that we need to start by understanding how the oats are processed. So first, the outer husk, which is inedible, is removed, leaving something called the oat groat. Now these are steamed and rolled to make traditional oats, so instant oats, like the ones in that pot, are small and heavily processed, so quick to digest but not that filling. Jumbo oats are bigger, thicker and take longer to digest, so the same weight of oats will be more filling than the instant version. Now better still are steel cut or pinhead oats, which these are made from the whole oat groat sliced up. But they take quite a long time to cook. Top of the leaderboard is this is oat bran, which is the outer surface of the groat. It's got the most fibre of the lot at 19% compared to jumbo oats, which are 11%. And it's super quick to cook. Now let's use the bran in our breakfast swap. I've also got some jumbo oats in there for texture, chia seeds for protein and fibre, and ground flaxseed for some more fibre and omega-3 fatty acids. And these are great for your heart. So add a pinch of cinnamon and milk of your choice. I used almond and it's going onto the stove. But you could also use the microwave. If you want to save some cooking time, leave the mixture overnight to soften, then it's super quick to heat up. Although you might need to add a little bit more milk the next morning. If you want to add a little bit more protein, you can add a little egg white as well while it's cooking. Once it's cooked, I'm adding a couple of tablespoons of Greek yogurt, which is high in protein, some berries, and some chopped nuts. If you want a bit of sweetness, add a chopped date while it's still cooking. This updated breakfast has 482 calories with 25 grams of protein and 15 grams of fibre. Add in my morning latte, which I make with soya milk, and I hit my protein target with 33 grams. We'll come on to protein in a moment, and we've discussed the type of oats, but the biggest mistake with the porridge pot is that there's just not enough food. It's tiny. And there's no comparison. The pimped up porridge is way more substantial and it easily keeps me going till lunch. And this is why eating enough is important. Most of us need between 400 and 600 calories for each of our 3 meals. Skipping breakfast or undereating backfires because we feel tired and sluggish. So do yourself a favour and have a decent breakfast. You'll feel better for it and have the energy to tackle your busy day. Now I've put the recipes from this video into a PDF which you can download from the link below. Moving on to breakfast mistake number 2, which I'm going to illustrate with toast. Well, this is not toasted yet. Now, we British are obsessed with toast, and this is a typical quick breakfast grabbed on the way out of the door to work. A slice of toast, some butter, and some marmalade. I'm not going to lie, it was delicious. And although marmalade contains a lot of sugar, I've only used a tiny amount. So what's wrong with it? Well, firstly, again, it's a small breakfast at 182 calories, and it's low in both protein at 4.7 grams and fibre at 1.9 grams. Plus, this is white bread made with refined flour, and that's got a high glycemic index. That means the starch in it quickly breaks down to glucose, causing a blood sugar peak that quickly rises and quickly falls. Great if you want a quick burst of energy, not great if you've got to sit at a desk for a morning's work, as it will leave you peckish by 10:30. So let's swap. We'll ditch the white bread for sourdough. Sourdough tends to have a lower glycemic index than regular bread due to how it's made. The lower the glycemic index, the slower food breaks down into glucose. But there's more I can do. I can up the fibre with a wholemeal seeded sourdough, plus I freeze my bread to stop it going mouldy. And the freezing process adds something called resistant starch. This survives the toasting process and it acts like fibre. So this lowers the glycemic index further. I'm then going to add some more fibre and some healthy fats with half a medium avocado and protein with some scrambled eggs. This is made with 2 whole eggs and a little extra egg white to bulk it out. This all adds up to 540 calories with 32 grams of protein and 4.6 grams of fibre. This is a much more nutritious and substantial breakfast. So I'm sure you've already worked out that mistake number 2 is not enough fibre and protein. And I'll tell you why combining both is the key to breakfast success. Protein is the most filling of the 3 macronutrients, and we need to eat more as we head into the post-menopause, because as we age, we don't absorb it as well. Now, fibre not only fills you up, it ferments in the colon when it interacts with the bugs of the microbiome to produce some beneficial anti-inflammatory compounds called short-chain fatty acids. And most of us eat around half the recommended daily fibre intake. So add both to your breakfast to kickstart your day's nutrition targets. They also slow digestion, which, with the more complex carbs, balances out the blood sugar, preventing those rapid peaks and troughs. Breakfast number 3 is granola, and we'll use this super nutty version as an example because nuts are good for us, right? But we can still make mistakes, so let's investigate the nutrition first. Now, I blooming love granola, but it's difficult to estimate portion size, so I measured out the recommended 45 grams. Doesn't look like much, does it? I added some blueberries because, hey, it's fruit, and around 250 ml of semi-skimmed, that's 2% milk. Serving it with the milk and blueberries gave me 14.8 grams of protein and 4.4 grams of fibre, so not bad, but I can do better. Now, this was a shop-bought granola, and these tend to be quite high in sugar. This one contains 6.8 grams per serving. My swap here was to make my own low-sugar granola. It takes around 45-minute prep time at the weekend, and I'll show you how. It contains oats, oat bran and flaxseed with pumpkin and sunflower seeds and chopped almonds and hazelnuts. You get the clumping by adding a mixture of olive oil, maple syrup, cinnamon and the secret ingredient, egg white. Halfway through cooking, I add some coconut flakes and as it's cooling, sultanas or other dry fruit and chia seeds. This homemade granola has 3 grams of sugar, which is from the dried fruit, so feel free to skip those. Serving it with Greek yogurt and the mixed berries, it gave me 24 grams of protein and 7.4 grams of fibre, which is a big improvement. So mistake number 3 is not being mindful about added sugar. Granolas and breakfast bars are common culprits, but how do we know how much sugar is too much? If we look at the number of grams per 100 grams, which is the same as a percentage, high sugar is anything over 22.5 grams or percent. Low sugar is anything less than 5 grams per 100 grams or 5%, and medium sugar is between the two. So get used to looking at food labels. You can buy commercial low sugar granolas if you enjoy the taste. and you don't want to make your own. So those are our 3 mistakes and the swaps that fix them. Now that bonus breakfast I promised you, this is super easy and it's my high protein pancakes. Blitz oats to flour in a food processor, add cottage cheese, low fat or full fat, whatever you prefer. Add an egg, a little baking powder and vanilla essence. And back in the food processor. You'll likely need to add a little bit of milk just to get a thinner batter, but you still want it quite thick. So cook, it makes around 3 pancakes and serve with a dollop of yogurt, berries, nuts, seeds, whatever you want. The pancakes themselves have 21 grams of protein and they're my go-to when I've got a bit of time in the morning but a busy day ahead. My last question is, what do all these breakfasts have in common? Well, they show the importance of adding, not removing nutrition. So adding food if you're not eating enough and adding in combinations of macronutrients, specifically fibre and protein. Do this and you'll feel satisfied, you'll keep your blood sugar levels stable and you'll make it through till lunch without getting hangry. So don't forget to download the recipes. So hopefully now we agree that we need to eat our protein. But how much do we really need as women over 50? Social media recommendations can be confusing, so watch this video next and I'll tell you the answer.